All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, glad to have you back here for Keep Calm and Chaz on. We're coming to you live from Generations Pizza this evening, and the house is pretty packed in here tonight. Unfortunately, our car show got canceled tonight. We had a thunderstorm run through here right about 5 and didn't actually end till about 6, so that kept most of the car guys home. A couple did show up and come out, which was good, but like I said, we are live from Generations Pizza here, Wilmington, Ohio, southwestern Ohio, and great food here. If you're ever in this area, make sure you stop and check it out. It's all gluten-free pizza. Just kind of give you a little week in review. This week we had a MC's Cruise In, which MC's is a great burger joint. It's on the other side of Wilmington, and I was very pleased, and those of you who are watching to come out, I want to thank you, because we had like almost 30 cars out there for the first Cruise In, and we're going to have another one out there. I'll let you know when we get it scheduled, but it was a wonderful night, shaded, not too hot that night, and it was great. One other thing we did this week that we're going to tell you more about in the future, me and my buddy Steve Picone, you guys know Steve, a little short Italian, Sicilian guy, we went out to the Ohio Mile, which is part of the East Coast Timing Association, and it's pretty neat. These guys just go as fast as they can down the mile. There's cars going anywhere from 130 to 220, and the neat thing about it was you saw everything. There was even a tractor out there, had a big V8 in it. It's going 105, 110 miles an hour down the runway out there. Used to be Airborne DHL, the Wilmington Air Park now. It's very interesting. It's going to happen again in September, and we're going to try to get some guys that actually race on there to come in and tell us about the Ohio Mile. And you can go to ECTA, that's East Coast Timing Association, and you can get information on it. I know you have to have a physical to be in it. You have to be able to have certain safety equipment if you're going to be on the show or be in the Ohio Mile. Most of the cars we saw had roll cages. They also had the Han safety device, and some of them even had parachutes. A lot of motorcycles too, just flying down the Ohio Mile. Just one other thing was kind of interesting this week, and we're going to keep you up to date about this, but me and my buddy Steve, we went to Virginia, Stanton, Virginia. Locals call it Stanton. If you look on the map, it's Staunton, Virginia. But we went out there, and I got another hearse this week, and Steve Picone's going to have a garage show, and we're going to use that hearse as one of the first features on it. So be looking out for that. It's going to be on talktv.us, and just be ready for that here in the future. It's going to be Steve Picone's own show, and who knows what you're going to get there. It could be interesting, because he's a lot of fun. Stuff that's coming up here. First thing we're going to have is the Festival of Bells, and that's Saturday, July 2nd. Now, there is another Cruise-In car show tomorrow night in Hillsboro. It's at the fairgrounds, and it has to deal with the American Cancer Society. We don't know a whole lot about that, but it's going on. We have nothing to do with that. We're just passing the word along. I'll show you some of these flyers for July, and then I'll get to my first guest. Our first guest is actually going to be telling us about the Festival of the Bells car show. That's going to be July 2nd. Then July 4th in Blanchester, Ohio, the Blanchester Eagles has their annual car show. Last year they had about 120 cars. So if you're going to get there early. It's a 9 to 4 deal. It should be a lot of fun. So come on out to Blanchester Eagles. That's right in the middle of Blanchester. It's right down from KOI Auto Parts. It's just off 28, about a block away from the center of Blanchester. July 9th, we have the A-Bait car show. And the A-Bait car show is out here at the bowling alley. Now, something that's fun that's going to happen that day, this show goes from 1 to 4, but at AutoZone earlier that day, 10 to 2, there's going to be NSRA Appreciation Days, free food, free hot dogs, free pop, all that kind of stuff. at AutoZone from 10 to 2. Then you can come out to this show out at the bowling alley. And it's rain or shine. A lot of motorcycles come to that. Obviously, AB just putting it on. So it's a good time, and it's not conflicting. Usually this show in the past has conflicted with the Banana Split Festival, and this year it's not. That's one other thing we had last week, too, is the Banana Split Festival. It was very successful. We had over 100 cars for the cruise-in and about 130 for the car show. Next thing in July, a lot of Hillsboro events in July. We have the Shady Trails car show, and that's down near Rocky Fork Lake, and we'll get you some more information on that later. But all these flyers and all these car shows, if you go to Chaz's DJ service on Facebook, these are all posted on there, and you can always contact me too and let me know if you need any more information on them. But these are, again, most of these are all Southwest Ohio. I'll give you a couple more July ones. This one's got the potential to be a really big deal. It is July 23rd. It's the Brett Whiteman Memorial Car Show Cruise-In. They're calling it like Country Cruise for a Cause. Brett Whiteman died in Iraq, and he was part of the Lima company. And, killed in action 8/3/05. It's August 3rd of 05. There's a bunch of Marines that got killed. I think it was a roadside bomb that blew up their armored vehicle. And anyhow, they have a scholarship in his honor. And there's going to be lots of stuff going on there that day. Cornhole. They're going to have horseshoes, some basketball going on. Again, this is all to raise money for the Brett Whiteman Foundation Scholarship Show. One last thing I want to touch on before I get to my guest is July 17th. This is a motorcycle run, and it kind of goes along with the Brett Whiteman deal. Sergeant Matt Maupin Memorial Ride. This is going to be taken off from Glen Estee High School, and for more information on that, you just need to contact, I'll give you the number, 513-818-ARMY. Again, 513-818-ARMY. Registration's 9 to 11:30, and it's a police escorted ride, biker church, lunch provided, live music. Again, that's for Staff Sergeant Matt Maupin. Okay, that kind of gives you the week in review and kind of what's coming up. We've got another guy that's going to call in here about 8:45, and he's going to tell us about a special car show on Sunday, but I will wait for him to call in, and then we'll talk about that. My first guests are here today are Jennifer Mahan and Samantha Mahan, and they are here with HUBA, the Hillsboro Uptown Business Association. Again, they are with the Festival of the Bells car show. And girls, glad to have you.
Thank you.
And can you tell us what's going on here with the HUBA car show on July 2nd?
Well, it's going to be by the Highland County Courthouse, and the registration in the pamphlet for the Festival of Bells, it says 8 a.m. It's not 8 a.m. It's 10 a.m. to noon. And the registration is $10 per show car. Trophies will be awarded about 3 p.m. There will be 50-50 drawing, door prizes, and raffle items. Charlie will be the DJ service. And
during the Festival of Bells, well, for people that aren't familiar with Hillsboro, tell them how did the Festival of Bells even get started? Do you have any idea how that happened, or
no?
Okay.
No.
But this festival has been going on for 20, 30 years at least. And what are some of the other things that are coming here that day?
Well, on July, it starts June 30th, but on July 2nd, there'll be a 5K run. Registration for that's at 7 a.m. There'll be a pet parade registration.
Roger, pet parade. No, just kidding, Roger.
And then, of course, the car show at 9 a.m. There'll be a baby parade registration and cornhole tournaments. and it's just on and on. All kinds of festivities all
Can I
day
look at that
long.
with you? That's all on July 2nd. So if you come on July 2nd, there are all kinds of things. Hillsboro FFA Cornhole Tournament, the Midway Opens. They have all kinds. It's kind of like a fair festival, all kinds of different food booths. Now, your job is what? What do you do right now for a living?
For a living?
Yes.
I'm stay at home.
Okay, I thought you were part of the shop too downtown.
Well, I am, yes.
Well, tell
I
them
do
about
have-
your shop real quick, because if you're in Hillsboro, trust me, you want to stop at her shop. Tell them about your shop.
We carry gourmet chocolates, gifts for every occasion. It's just really, we have 81 kinds of taffy, saltwater taffy. That's our biggest.
And you're going to be located less than a block away from where this car show is happening.
Well, yeah, just block, but we will be right in the middle of the action out on the main actions.
Just let people know, they used to have this car show years ago, and they're kind of bringing it back, and it was always separated. It was always like 3 or 4 blocks away from the main events going on downtown, and they're trying to bring it all inclusive, try to bring some more people into the Festival of Bells, because this is a big deal. They have some top-notch entertainment. On Thursday, they've got a Christian. They always have a very, very popular Christian group from the area, and
Yes.
not from the area, but just that's popular all over the United States. And this year you got Building 429 coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Building 429 is if you listen to Christian music at all, you know who they are. They're played on K-Love all the time, and that's going to be Thursday night. Now Friday night, who's some of these others that are playing Friday night? Do you know them very well?
Take a look here. I don't know any of them, but normally if they're on here, they end up becoming real big once they hit Hillsboro.
Well, they're country singers that are on their way up, usually, and they've had some really good acts. I think, was Taylor Swift there years ago, I think,
I
maybe?
believe so.
Yeah, Taylor Swift was there, and when she was just getting started, well, who's the lady there? I'll tell you what, you got another one of these. Let me just steal it.
Jama Kramer should be playing.
Yeah, Jana Kramer is going to be Friday, July 1st. But then Saturday, and I've seen this guy actually in concert up at Hare Arena. Phil Vassar, country star Phil Vassar, will be there Saturday night. So you guys, stay for the car show. It's going to be over with about 3. And then you could go get you something good to eat. There's lots of good places to eat there in Hillsboro. Plus, there'll be lots of places there to eat at the festival. And you can hang out. And Phil Vassar starts at 9 that night. Yeah, Phil Vassar is a very, very popular country guy. Now, what else happens down there? Let's just show them the back of this flyer. Here's the people that are performing.
There's also going to be a local talent, Jessica Aber. I don't know much with her, but local talent is pretty good.
And if you're not familiar where Hillsboro is just off of 50, and it's actually 50 and 73 and 72, and it's just maybe, an hour away from Cincinnati?
Yeah, about an hour.
About an hour away from Cincinnati. It's about maybe a half hour from where we are here in Wilmington.
Yes.
Maybe. May not even be that far away. There's lots of hotel space in Wilmington and Hillsboro. So, plus, if you like to camp, Rocky Fork Lake is a destination at Hillsboro that a lot of people like to go to, and you can make a whole weekend out of this festival real easy, and probably not spend a whole lot of money.
No.
So, now what's the name of your candy store downtown?
It's called Bon Appetit. And like I said, it's right on on West Main. Stop in and check us out.
Now, Samantha, you hadn't said anything, but when this Festival of the Bells comes up, what's one of the, if you're a kid, I got a daughter that is, she's 14. How old are you, by the way?
22.
Are you 22?
Yes.
Wow. I figured she was 17 or 18. Yeah. Anyhow, for kids, what are some of the things kids would like to do at this thing? at the Festival of the Bells?
I'm not sure about anybody under 22, but me, I want to see the Jana Kramer.
You want to see? Do you know her pretty well? Do you?
She is on the radio.
She's on country radio. What's one of her? Do you know one of her hits right offhand?
I knew earlier, but I couldn't tell you right now.
Well, that's all right. But you can look her up, I'm sure, on YouTube. Jana Kramer. And she's going to be down there July 1st, and then June 30th, Building 429. And now, you guys have been collecting door prizes, too, right, for the car show?
Yes, we have.
How many door prizes do we have collected already?
We've probably got 15.
15?
Maybe around 15.
15? Okay, I thought she was going to say 50. I was going to go.
No, we were working on that.
But you're still working on getting door
Yes.
prizes, so we'll probably end up with 20 to 30 door prizes, it sounds like, by the time the Festival of Bells. And any money that is made goes back into the Hillsboro Uptown Business Association, which I know they're responsible for the parade,
Right.
Christmas parade every year. What else does HUBA do for the community?
Oh, we do the Back to School Bash in August, where we have blow up things.
Sure. And that's going to be the same night as the cruise in, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's going to be my birthday, just so you know. So August 5th, that's the Back to School Bash. It's 5 to 8, and we're going to have a cruise in also. And that's right, I am fishing for birthday presents. That's right. I am not ashamed to say that. I'll be 52. Guys, you guys remember when you were 52? I hear you. Rick, we got to wish Rick Phillips a happy birthday yesterday. He just turned 63. And Roger's 64. Okay. All right. See, I'm the young guy, but I don't remember anything of these guys. I can't hear and can't remember things where Rick can't see, so together we make a pretty good team. Roger can't talk, so we all three are like one person combined. That's why we work well together. So, well, is there anything else that you'd like to pass on to us about the Festival of the Bells?
Well, if anybody wants to make any donations, monetary or anything, they can give Joe Mahan a call. We'll put it towards the car show, and anything left will go into like this back to school bash or anything else that Christmas parade. It's 937-403-3715, and that's Joe Mahan.
Joe Mahan, he does everything in Hillsboro. No matter what's going on in Hillsboro, he has his finger in it.
Yep.
Is that right?
He does.
Now, since you're 22, are you in college now, or what are you doing now?
I am a nurse.
You're a nurse.
Yes.
Where at?
Crestwood. In Hillsboro.
Nursing home. Okay. That's a tough job.
It is sometimes.
Now you LPN or RN? LPN. Are you working to get your RN?
Yes.
I tell you what, my hats are off to you, because my parents both went through nursing homes at one time. That's not a fun job. Now you guys are going to be down there helping with the car show, right, that day?
Yes.
Most likely, if I have anything to do with it.
Well, just remember, I think you guys need to bring me samples. Bring me and Roger and maybe Rick samples. There you go.
We could do that.
She did that for the first cruise in. Yeah, Roger, I couldn't get him out. I had like one or two pieces. I looked at him. He had chocolate smeared all over his face.
We just might have to do a little bit of bags for each one of you. Well, you have
That might be good. Well, I'll tell you what, Jennifer, Samantha, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you,
And
Charlie.
hopefully might be the first of many other times. We'll just tell Joe to stay down in Hillsboro and bring you guys in. You guys are more fun anyhow. Tell him I said that.
I will.
Make sure he watches the show.
Absolutely.
All right. Can I keep this so I can use it next week? All right. All right. Well, Rick, would you want to come up here for like 10 minutes or so? All right. And you guys can step back over there, and I'm going to bring Rick up. And we got an 8:45 caller, so we got about 9 minutes here before he calls in, 9-10 minutes. Well, no, thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. We're going to have Rick Phillips come up here for a few minutes. Rick is the guy who's in charge of this TalkTV.us, and he has some announcements to make. He also has a nice purse, too.
Yeah, I just acquired that, Charlie.
I see that. See you guys later. Thanks for coming. All right. Well, Rick, what's new on the horizon here for Talk TV?
Well, we got several things that we've got. Want to turn me down? I'm a little hot there. A little hot here too.
He says that all the time.
It's number two. A little bit up a little more, right? That's good. Okay.
You got it, Dave?
All right. Anyway, usually, obviously, other than the sports season, I'm not in front of the camera here. But tonight we wanted to go over some of the things that we're getting prepared to do on Talk TV. One of those things is we've got a workout program that'll start in the fall. Well, I think I'm going to be the subject of the working out, at least to start with.
Then Roger and then me, right?
We'll get Roger worked out here, and then you. We also have new in development a program that involves us selling liquidated items online, and this will be a live program. So rather than programs like this where we typically will do the audio live and then we tape the video and the video is available the next day, our liquidation program, our sort of like home shopping network type program, it will be live. It'll probably occur 3 days a week and maybe repeat in the evening. We'll be selling all kinds of unique items. These are items that can range anywhere from something you would see in Home Depot to something that you'd see at the sports store, because these are typically items that are pulled off shelves that have not sold, and they will be selling for under wholesale prices. So you'll want to tune into it's called Common Currency, and you'll want to tune into that program to get all the latest greatest sales. And then
that's going to be on Talk TV?
That's going to be on Talk TV, right. And then one of the other programs that we've got in the works, and we talked about that, I don't know whether we're going to call it the Comedy Garage or the Retro Garage.
Old school.
Old school garage.
Right.
But Steve Picone will be starring in that, and you'll be able to see him as he retrofits some old cars. It does some work on cars, and maybe he'll even take your questions and answer your questions as far as questions you might have, because he knows everything about just about any car there is out there.
Yeah, he's going to do some like just general maintenance too, things where you might be paying for stuff that maybe you don't necessarily have to pay for. So it should be an interesting show.
Right, and one other program which we are currently talking with a couple of attorneys. You'll be able to actually get some legal information for free. You can call in to the show. Once again, will be a live show, and we'll have an attorney or a couple of attorneys that will be able to answer questions, basic general questions, nothing in depth. But obviously, if you have certain legal questions, it's always good to be able to get some information.
Can you rename nameless if you call it?
Well, especially if there's a warrant out for you, right?
Exactly.
I've managed to be.
The Wilmington Police Department will not be monitoring the show, will
they? They might.
Okay.
But anyway, so those are some of the things that we've got coming up on Talk TV. And of course, if you have an idea for a show and you want to get in front of a camera, certainly give me a call. It's 937-527-6674, and I'll be happy to talk to you. And also want to remind you that we do on campusnation.com, our other network. Back again in August, we're going to be starting with high school football. We do a lot of Wilmington high school sports. We do Wilmington college sports. We're going to do an OAC Game of the Week, which is the league that Wilmington College is in. So we're going to be doing Capital. We're going to be doing we'll even pick up We'll pick up Wittenberg and do some broadcasts of that. But that'll be this fall. And so we'll be ready.
Fun.
Yeah, that's right.
It should be fun.
Right. So anyway, that's what's new on Talk TV and also coming up on Campus Nation. So I'm going to get off here. Charlie, you got someone else you want to bring up before your phone call, or do you want to hang out?
I'll just, I got some more shows I can tell them about real quick. Then my other guests can come up because they might be interested in listening to the information on this caller too.
Right,
so
you'll probably be calling in in about
5 minutes or
right,
so, yeah.
Right.
All right, well, a couple other car shows coming up in August. We have the Sabina Park Car Show, and it's and on Eden Ave in Sabina. It's right next to the water tower. It's only $5 and a can of food for registration for this. $6 if you don't have the can of food. Lots of door prizes. We give like a top 30 plus special rewards for that car show. And it's in a beautiful park setting, and that's going to be August 7th. August 7th, 2016, Sabina Park Car Show. And actually the day before, August 6th, we're going to be doing a car show down in Georgetown, Ohio, and it's called the ABCAP, and they're changing things around a little bit this year. It's only $10 registration fee, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.'s registration, 3 o'clock's rewards. Usually have lots of really cool door prizes at this show, so check that one out, the ABCAP. This was one we talked about last week. Our guests from the Fast and the Furious, but I'll just re-show you. It's August 13th, and this is the Fast and Furious car and bike show. This is out at the air base. They do have air conditioning you can go into, but it's out there right across from the runways. Actually, you're in between the runways where this car show's at. It's a pretty cool show. And I think that's it. Oh, we still have our Cedar Creek cruises. Our next Cedar Creek cruise is always the second Sunday of the month, and it's going to be July 10th is the next Cedar Creek cruise right there. July 10th. So that kind of does it for the car shows that are going to be in the area. Like I said, we have a caller that's going to call in here in a minute or two. His name's Andy Maravola. And this car show is Sunday that he's putting on. It's called the Westgate Charity Car Show. And the thing is, it's clear up in Lima, but he's got a lot of neat stuff going on with this car show, so that's why I want him to call in and explain what's happening there. We also, and if you guys remember Brandon Van Meter, who's on one of my earlier shows, Brandon lives up there in that area, and he's going to be taking his Dodge Dart to that show, so a little shout out to him. Also, as soon as we get done with the caller, and I may have these guys come up before the caller, just so they can listen in too, they may have some questions. I've got Ben Smith, who is he's been on the show he's on the show 3 shows ago. He's got the cool Saturn Eye on, and he's going to be on talking a little bit with one of his sponsors, Mike Grout from Endurance Motorsports and Fabrication. So as soon as those guys are back in here, we'll have them come on up and sit down, and we're just kind of waiting now on our caller. We want to thank you guys, all of you, for listening. I tell you what, like I said, when we started this, I figured we might get 50 to 100 listeners, but our last 3 shows, we've had 1,100 and some hits, we've had over 500, and we've had over 600 in that order. And the worst show we've had is just under 300 hits. And if you guys haven't checked out some of the older shows, check them out. There's one where we have an AMC quiz, there's one where you have a Mopar quiz, and it'd be kind of fun for you to play along. We do have a good time on it, and we try not to waste your time. Try to get you some valued information and see what you like as far as car shows. We're going to also maybe expand this a little bit, and we've kind of been doing that already, expanding things like the community events. Like we had Roger's getting drunk over there. The camera just went. But anyhow, we had the Ladies on the Night from the Festival of the Bells, which that's a really neat ordeal down there. And it sounds like our caller might be calling in. Andy, is that you?
Yes, it is.
All right, Andy. Hey, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. I've got Andy.
Okay.
I got Andy Maravola on the phone, and you're live right now, Andy. And he's in charge of the Westgate Charity Car Show up in Lima, Ohio. Andy, can you give us a rundown? What's happening up in Lima this Sunday?
Well, this is the 8th annual Westgate Charity Car Show, and it's Sunday, June 26th, noon to 5. And we have 100 awards given away, 500 for Best of Show first, 200 for second, and 100 for third.
That's cash money.
And also we have Mike Albert appearing from 12:30 to 3:30 a tribute to Elvis, and I understand that he's very good, does a very good job as Elvis.
Yeah, Mike Albert, he's actually performed down here in our area before, and yeah, he's an excellent Elvis impersonator. Now, when you're saying 500, 300, and 100, you're giving, that's cash money you're giving to the top 3 cars, is that right?
Right. That's best of show. 500 for first place, 200 for second place, 100 for third place.
Cool.
And that's best of show. And then we give 10 special awards away along with the plaques.
So,
and we're going to be on national TV filming by Masters Entertainment. And it'll be on MAV TV, and it'll be run 3 weeks after the car show. It'll go national.
Now, what's the name of that show that it's going to be on? I know MAV TV, but is that Velocity?
Right.
Is that right? Is it the Velocity channel?
Them channels that you hear, Speed Channel, Discover, and that's on that group, Masters Entertainment.
So, okay, this is go ahead.
And we also have, we're giving away a lot of awards, and special awards, and, we have a unique vehicle award. And as long as it got wheels on and you could drive it in there and it's unique, we give an award for that.
Okay, cool. I might have a shot at that one. I could bring my hearse up.
And then also, the awards we give away are for best paint, best engine, travel the furthest, top bike, open class bike, rat rod, and oldest vehicle.
How many cars do you usually get at this show?
Well, last year, when we had it at Westgate Bowling Alley, we took in 320 cars we registered, but I had to turn another 60 away because of the bad weather we had, and we had that one good day. So as we moved to the Lima Auto Mall, it's an altogether different venue, and we're expecting close to 500 cars.
Wow, that's a Sunday. I got a couple guests on it. I got a couple guests on with me here, so if you hear some other voices, they may want to ask you questions too. I got Ben Smith, who's got a Saturn, and Mike, what kind of car do you have right offhand? He has a lot of cars. Okay. So if you hear some other voices, I've got a couple other guests here. So if you hear some other voices, don't worry about that. We just may want to ask you some questions. I got Ben Smith, who's got a radical Saturn, and Mike Grout, who has a little of everything. It sounds like, and Mike's from Endurance Performance. Now, I saw you had some funny awards, like a Barney and Andy. What's that all about? Yeah, well, this is the awards we threw in. We have a Barney impersonator here, Kyle Lewis, and I'm going to tell you what, if they were standing side by side, you wouldn't know the difference. Wow.
So we made these extra awards, like I got a choice award, and John, my co-chair, got a choice award. Then we give a choice for Barney, and then we have the Judge's Choice Award and Unique Vehicle Award. And we just try to make it interesting for everybody, and to give the awards away. And it makes it more interesting, and people come in, and a lot of people don't expect to win. I go out there and look, and Barney goes and looks, and we pick a car, and it's really cool, for the people, Now, what time does registration start? The show's from 12 to 5, but if being it's a car show and we have a good day, we have guys start coming in at 10:30, 11 o'clock. Okay. So we'll be intaken by 11 o'clock. Okay, so and you don't have to pre-register, and it's only $10, isn't it, to register? Yes, it's only $10. That's the norm for car shows. Some people charge more, but we go along with the $10, and all this money we raise goes to charity. Last year with our car show, I give away $8,000 to charity. That's great. Now, Yeah.
A variety of charities, or is there one in particular?
No, there's a variety of charities, but two that we got that's open all the time. The first two are Child Services and the Veterans Food Pantry. We really support the vets here.
So two great
charities. A lot
charities.
of us are vets, and a lot of the car guys are vets.
Sure.
So, that's the two we support. And then after the car show, we see how much money we derived, and then I go pick the charities and I research them. And there's a lot of people hand me cards and so on and so forth. And the ones we picked are really good, really good. I was impressed with them.
Well, that's awesome. Now, just to help me out, because I'm clear down here in Wilmington, Ohio. I know I'm going to go 75 north to Lima. But what is there an exit, or can you help us out, like if we don't know where we're going?
Well, you got to come into Lima. You know, you'll be coming in from Columbus on 30, and
I'll probably
take
come in
75
from,
and.
Yeah, we'll be coming in probably
Go on.
75. We'll probably come 75 straight up. So how would we?
Right. Okay. Then you take when you come into 75, you take the Breese Road exit, and that'll take you off, and you'll come to the light, go straight down till you come to Shawnee, and drive straight till you come to Cable Road. And you'll be on South Cable. When you take a left there, stay right on Cable. You'll come up to 1, 2, 3 lights, and you'll see the Lima Mall. And you go past the mall for about 500 feet, and the car dealer's on the right-hand side.
So approximately, like what, a mile and a half, 2 miles off 75 is where you're located?
No, we're more than that off 75. Yeah, you're about 8 to 10 miles, to drive off of 75.
Okay, all right.
So
Well,
once you get in down on Shawnee Road, and you just stay straight, and you come to Cable, take a left on Cable, and just stay on Cable. You can't go wrong. Just head north. You'll pass the mall, and then you go up to the light, and that's where the car show is, and you'll see the signs, and we'll have a policeman up there directing, and you'll be able to see it.
now, how far? And again, excuse my ignorance here, but how far is Lima, say, from north of Dayton? Like the northern section of Dayton.
Well, it all depends on where you want to go in Dayton, I suppose.
Well, I'm just trying to give my like Huber Heights, that area. How far was? Is it about an hour and a half?
It's a little better than yeah, that's right. It's a little better than an hour and a half, right?
Okay. So, guys that are listening locally, we have people, Andy, that listen, all over the area. Actually, one of my better listeners, it lives right there in Lima, and he's the one that told me about this, Brandon Van Meter. And we have people from the whole area that listens, and there's not a lot of stuff going on this weekend. So, I mean, that's a really cool deal you guys have going up there. You got Velocity TV up there, and you got all these special awards, 100 awards, and it's not too late. Everybody's going to be able to get out of there by 5:30, 6 o'clock, it sounds like.
Right, right. We try to stick to the times, and we do it on Sunday because if you you got the roundy round races on weekend, you got the drag races on Saturday, and Sunday we try to do it, and the people come to after church, they attend, and it makes for a pretty good day.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time. I may see you up there this Sunday. I'm kind of torn. You got one going on up there that sounds real interesting, and there's one south that's going on real interesting. So if I see you, I'm definitely going to look you up. And I appreciate you coming on our show. And
well, thank you for having me. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Just let your friends know if they want to hear this. They just go to they just Google talktv.us. And then look for Keep Calm and Chaz on.
I'll do that.
Well,
I'll do that.
Andy, anything else you'd like to pass along before I let you go?
Well, I give you all the info we have, the special awards, and and with Mike Elbert, he's a big draw, and we're pleased to have him, and and the good Lord gives us a good day. We'll make money for charity, and everything will be fine.
Well, Andy, I appreciate you calling in, and good luck, and hopefully you'll get your 500 cars and just blow it out of the water up there.
Okay, thank you. You come up this way, I'll be wanting to meet you, so look me up.
Okay, and like I said, I may head that way. These other guys may talk me into something else that are with me, but we'll see. I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot for coming on Keep Calm and Chaz
my
on.
friend. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
See ya. That was Andy Maravola from the Westgate Charity Car Show in Lima, Ohio. It's like a Lima auto group, and they have a Facebook page that you can look it up. It's on Cable Road, and check it out. It's noon to 5. But my friend that's going to be up there, Brandon, said really if you want to get a good spot, you probably got to get there by about 8 or 9 in the morning. Says it's going to be packed, which that's what Andy says too. Well, guys, we have like I said, we have Ben Smith. Ben's been on before. How you feeling? You feeling okay? You had some back issues.
I'm feeling a lot better. Actually, that was from a previous injury a while ago, and it just decided it was going to act up. So I've been in a back brace since, I don't know, beginning of this month, and I'm recently starting to get away from it.
That's good. That's good. And he has Mike Grout here with him. Mike is you're from Florence, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what? Tell us about your cars, Mike.
Well, I'll just go a little bit into the shop. I'm with Endurance Motorsports. I'm one of the owners there. We're an automotive performance shop. We pretty much do any kind of cars with any kind of racing. We do show cars. We pretty much dabble in a little bit of everything as long as it goes fast.
As long as it goes fast. Now, I guess I'm out of luck on mine then. Mine don't go. Mine goes. How we want to say it? Pretty dead slow.
That's a fair assessment.
Now, so where are you located at in Florence?
We're in Florence, Kentucky. We're right off of Industrial Road. It's on Foundation Drive.
Foundation Drive. So what's some of your projects you got going right now?
We got an Outlaw Class X275 car. We got a Time Attack car. Just a bunch of drag cars. We could go on for days with those. They're just everywhere around the shop. We got some grudge race cars. We got a Nissan GTR we're building. That'll be pretty much around 1,600 horsepower.
Wow, that's crazy.
We're building a camper van. I mean, we pretty much dabble in a little bit of everything. I mean,
wow.
We're remodeling an old vintage camper van. I mean,
what's one of the coolest cars you've ever had in your shop?
Probably a car called Boost Wayne. It's a Fox Body Mustang.
Yeah.
It's going to be a LS swapped, big turbo car. It's Outlaw Class. It's Pro Mod cage, everything in it. So.
Now, you guys, I don't know if you heard me earlier talking about, have you ever been up here? You guys been up here to this Ohio Mile?
I actually have not. We've started expressing a little interest in that around the shop lately. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, I tell you, I went out and watched it this past Sunday for a little while, and it's interesting. I mean, East Coast Timing Association, but everybody pretty much had roll cages, Hans devices. You could race without that stuff, but you were limited how fast you could go.
Yeah, there's enough classes, so you can pretty much find anything you want there.
Yeah, see, I don't know a whole lot about it. I need to get somebody on here, and maybe you know more about it. You obviously know more about it than I do already.
I just started looking into it recently. I had one of the guys that delivers parts to our shop actually has his truck up there and has a record there, so he started telling me a little bit about it, and I just started looking into it recently.
It was interesting to watch because you never know. There might be a Crosley go by one pass, and the next one's this souped up motorcycle. Then the next thing just looks like a big aluminum boat going down there. I mean, it's crazy. All different. And then there was some really neat. Really neat, like darts and swingers, Camaros, Mustangs, lots of motorcycles. There's even a tractor. There's a tractor this guy has a roll cage for. R&L Trucking is one of the sponsors of it. It's going 110 in the mile.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, a tractor. I'm not kidding.
Not even right.
I mean, I got a picture I'll show you guys later of it. But it's, yeah, I mean, it's just, it had a big block in it. Just, I mean,
Sounds like it needs some nitrous.
I probably had it. This thing was nuts. I mean, and I tell you, one of the cars I like the best. There's like a 6970 Cadillac. This guy went 170 miles per hour on a Saturday. He said the year before he had 205. Got up to 205. I'm not sure exactly what was in it, but it was nuts.
What year was this?
70.
It held together?
Yeah.
Wow.
70. I got some pictures of it too. It'd be neat. Now, how many horses does your car have?
It's just pushing over a little over 200 right now, but endurance is going to play a big part in that. We're going to try and get it up over 500 horsepower.
That's going to be crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you going to put a big block in? What are you going to do to it?
Well, I did some research into Saturn Performance, and they had a GM Performance drag car built off of the same motor that's in my Saturn Ion.
Really?
2.2-liter Ecotec. It ran an 8-second quarter mile.
Wow.
And it was off the same block, and we're going to kind of follow those guidelines on this build. And we're going to just put a decent turbo in it and hope for the best.
So you bore it out and all that, I assume, and see, I don't know a lot, so I know it just enough to get in trouble. When I have to have work done, I always find somebody else to do it, because it's like I've said before in this program, I'm great on tearing stuff up. I can take something apart in a heartbeat. Putting it back together?
Now here's the trick to it. You still have the spare parts.
Oh, yeah. I keep everything, yeah. Sometimes I have more parts than what I started with, because I don't know where the heck they go back at, you know? I just bought another hearse. Did you see that?
I saw.
And
The orange and blue one.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's going to get painted. It's going to be neat. But yeah, now just the viewers at home. Do you notice anything missing here? Notice anything missing here?
See what you did there. I like that. We'll have to get you a hat.
Well, heck yeah. Now, Ben said you'd sponsor me too, so, we got to talk about this,
We have a lot of people who are helping out. We all have like goals.
That's cool
We like
to do
going
that.
fast. We love cars. I mean,
So you might not like me then. I don't know if I can go fast or not.
hey, we like cars.
Okay.
So we can still get something together. I mean,
Okay.
it's a
They're
hearse.
doing a camper van.
That's true. You didn't. It'd probably go 9 seconds.
No, it's actually it's more of like vintage look, modern accessories.
What
like-
kind of van is it? Is it
It's a 1978 Dodge Coachman.
Okay. I used to have a 1978 Dodge, but it was like a hippie van. Customized,
This thing had shag carpet.
That's what this
It had a
was.
bathroom in the corner, and we just gutted it, redid it. Now it's got table that drops down, the seats slide out to make a big bed. It's got actuators that turn it into recliners so you can watch TV.
Wow. Now,
Full surround sound.
how big an area do you have there? I mean, how big is your shop?
We got 6,000 square foot. We're actually in the market for a much bigger building.
Really?
Yeah, we're looking probably in the 10,000 plus square
And
foot range.
are you the owner then of it, or
One of those.
One
We have
of-
a real good group of guys that are all involved in it.
sounds like a neat place?
It is.
It sounds like almost like a Danny Coker in Florence type of deal, but maybe more lean toward drag racing, right?
We're kind of aimed towards everything. We just all like to go fast, so it pulls us to that direction at all times. But I mean, we dabble with slow cars too. I mean, we do air ride. I mean, we're all across the board. We don't stick to anything. I mean, you look in my shop right now. There's an M3 in one corner. There's a Nissan 240, Mazda RX-7s, Grand Nationals, Vets, camper vans. I mean, we're all over the place. Imports. I mean,
And so, like, if somebody's because let's face it, I've got a friend. He's got a '64 Buick Rev, and he's like the second owner of it. I mean, he's owned this thing off and on because it got sold. His dad sold it once, but he's owned it off and on since '68, I think. And he just sent his down and he was one of my guests on the show a while back. His name's Chad Carey, and he just sent his he could do the work. He just don't have time. He's a judge. He just sent his to a place in Cincinnati, and they're just redoing everything. You guys do that? I mean, you guys do it all?
We've done mild restoration. We don't do any body or paint. We outsource all of that.
Okay.
But a lot of the metal fabrication, we do that. We do from basic metal repairs. We shave engine bays, build custom bumpers. I mean, we built off-road bumpers, drift bumpers, like bash guards that people have out of tube.
Yeah.
I mean, we pretty much dabble in anything. Cages. I mean, if it's out of metal, we pretty much will play with it.
What's one of maybe the most peculiar fabrications you've done on a car?
We're doing a car for SEMA this year for a guy named Steven Wiggins. It's a Nissan 370Z, and the bumper, we made it out of tube, like out of DOM wall tubing, and it's got a release mechanism on it to where the wing actually comes back off the car so that you can get into the trunk. And it's a pretty high wing. It's a pretty cool setup, but just, I mean, I could sit here for days and name strange things I've had to make.
I'm just curious, because see, with hearses, a lot of times, and I know maybe you've already done something like this, but I know zombie vehicles are now starting to become a thing. Have you done anything like that?
We haven't dabbled in anything like that. Most of the guys we have are pretty straightforward with what they want. They either want to go fast or go extremely slow and look good. So
I just wonder, because there's some guys with hearses out there that like have changed them into like zombie, like attack vehicles or crazy. But they do it. There's some pretty neat metal fabrication that goes along with it. I just didn't know if you'd done anything like that.
We haven't. I have a friend named Steve that's actually done that type of stuff. He's really into hearses. I don't really know what's wrong with the guy. He's obsessed.
Hey, they're cool cars.
He's turned it into an obsession. I mean, it's almost unhealthy.
But okay, I just was curious, because I kind of see that maybe as a new fad coming, kind of with the rat rods. Because rat rods, I assume you guys work on rat rods there too.
We haven't had too many of them, but it's something that if one comes up that we really want to work on, it's more in what the guy's project is, because we get involved in some projects that they'll drag out forever. So if it's something that's going to come in and we can get a lot of work done on it and it'll go out, then it's fine. But with the rat rod guys, they change a lot of stuff as they go, because they're kind of creating it in their mind.
Right.
So you get caught up in something like that, it'll drag on.
Now, do you guys do frames and stuff too? Do you like build frames?
We don't do frames. We do some tube chassis stuff for drag cars, but we are not doing any frame building or anything like that.
Okay. I was wondering, I'm just trying to give people a little taste of endurance. You're going to try to go faster and look better. Yeah. And whether you want hydraulics or whether you don't necessarily do paint or body work, but it sounds like you do some body work and you do some metal fabrication.
We do more of the metal side of it. I mean, we do, like, say if somebody wants to do a wide body on their car, we'll go through and make their quarter panels because a lot of them you have the clearance for the wheels so that they can lower their car far enough. So you're actually cutting into brand new cars and cutting their quarter panels out, and you just bring the inside up to the outside, seal it all up so that when they put their car back together, it's sealed.
And it looks good too.
Yes. And I hate seeing big over flares on them.
I hate seeing cars when they do that kind of stuff to them where there's not much of a gap and they're rubbing, or there's too much of a gap. And,
the worst that I've seen is where they'll cut the whole quarter panel out for the wheel, and then they'll leave from the bottom metal to the top metal, they'll leave like a 2-inch gap in there where they just hacked it out of the way, and then you're just throwing water in your car.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah,
I've seen cars go to SEMA looking like that, and it's
really
kind of sad.
Now, how many cars have you had out of SEMA?
Well, actually, we had one that we did a little bit of work on go out there last year. We did a lot more work on that car this year, and it'll be going out again.
Okay.
So.
And when's that?
I believe it's October this year. I'm not really too much on it. Yeah, I've never actually went. One of the other owners actually goes out there religiously, but with my family, I don't get out for fun stuff like that very often.
I understand.
I stick more to like PRI, like a trade show kind of thing for us.
Okay.
I go to stuff like that. So.
Now, are you going to try to get yours out to SEMA at some point, or?
That's what me and Mike were talking about earlier. The goal is to get it out to SEMA. Basically, that's actually what I wanted to touch on. I have created a movement that I've called the hashtag Radioactive Ion Movement. It's on Instagram. I'm going to tag Mike at Endurance in it. And we're trying to get this car exposed into the world because it's such a rare vehicle to be done up to the extent I've done it. and for the fact that it's for all those people that have tried to put people down, saying it can't be done. Well, here's this is a car that is being done. That's just proven all those guys wrong. And I love the fact that Mike was willing to back me up on it, because he has the same thoughts. He likes helping people out that do things differently, have a different spin on things.
And we've got I keep inviting them. We got a young group of guys around here that have a lot of the Hondas type stuff, and the Foxbody Mustangs. So now I invite those guys all the time. Man, come to our shows. I don't know if they just don't feel comfortable with the older cars, the older guys, or what. But I think it's cool. I mean, those are the next street rodders of the future right there. The ones, some of these cars like yours, years to come, they're going to be a lot more rare,
right.
And they're going to be more valuable. And there's a lot of different stuff you can do with them. And some of the muscle cars and stuff, I love them. But if you got a numbers matching car, you don't do anything. You keep that baby numbers matching. Now, if it's not numbers matching,
just saying.
Really,
bring them to me. I'll make them real.
Anymore though, it's hard to do that. Now, if it's not numbers matching, who cares? Yeah, I mean, then
I'll
have some fun with them.
Bring them up. I'll make them fast.
Now, do you? I take it you guys Pro Street a lot of cars in at your place or not?
Not too much. The small tire stuff's getting real big in drag racing, so we're kind of starting to get into some of that stuff.
So I've never drag raced before. I've got to do that sometime this year. I'm going to try to get some people from Killcare.
It's a quick race.
Yeah, well, no, because you can do bracket racing. Right?
True.
No, I would have to bracket race. There's no way I could go.
Take that thing down Thornhill, man. You'll have fun with it.
Bracket race. That's what I need to do. Because I'm just glad when I get in mine, it goes vroom. It starts up, But it's I think it'd be a lot of fun to do. And bracket racing, I'm sure I'd probably bust out, but I don't care. It'd still be fun to do.
Yeah. It's all about the experience.
Yeah. And you guys race all the time?
I haven't been racing much recently, just because I've been trying to get this build pushed in.
Right.
And once I'm done, I might just run for numbers.
Right.
No bragging rights, just to see what it'll do.
Sure.
But the goal was to track the car, to build it for circle tracks and like SCCA competitions. But I don't know. What have you been getting into?
I don't race very often. I just work a lot, and I like keeping other guys' cars on the tracks. It's more exciting for me to go out and see what I've helped create and get it out on the track and watch what it does. Because we've got a lot of cars that get out on the track, and they really impress people. So that's what it's about. Now,
just curious, have you? And maybe you can't say this because of privacy stuff, but have you had any real high-profile clients there at Endurance?
Yeah.
Besides Ben.
I won't go into much detail on a couple of them, but we have one he's a really great guy, and I won't go into much detail for him, but he's done good for us, and we're doing real good for him right now.
Okay. But, what about celebrities? Any celebrities bring cars down there?
No, we haven't had anything yet. Our thing is we really haven't advertised much. Most of our business is all word-of-mouth stuff.
Sure.
So we're kind of getting to the point to where with us wanting to go in a bigger building and kind of step up what we're doing, we've kind of just grew into what we're doing now. So now we're kind of out of space. We've grown into it. We're comfortable with what we do. We're very confident of what we do. We do a very good job. So now we're ready to move into a bigger facility and start pushing what we do.
Now, is Endurance on Facebook, I assume?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram.
Well, make sure that you hook me up also as a friend on Facebook.
Okay.
Because there's lots of car shows and stuff we do if you want to get the word out more up here.
Yeah.
This will help, but before you guys leave over there, check out my calendar. It's over there underneath like the light beer sign, the Bud Light sign. It's down there. I'm going to start putting these together every year, and I put sponsors on there. It's not very much money. It's like $60, something like that. If you guys want to be on there. But another thing, I'm not trying to sell you necessarily on that, but you get your word out. But we do actually I got the shirt on here. We do a Valentine's car show. And we have vendors come up and set up, and you can get your word out there, too, to a lot of new people. Because it sounds like in your business, you're not that far from here, but you're far enough where people might not know anything about you. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. We have a lot of customers that really, when they find out we exist, they're so surprised that we've been right under their nose the whole time and really didn't know.
And that's what it's about. It's like this cruise-in I did last week. This restaurant had been open for 7 months, and out of the 25, 30 cars that showed up, I think maybe 1 or 2 of it had been there before. It's great food. It's great food here locally. But yeah, anything I can do to help you, advertising and stuff, because, Facebook seems to be the way to go. This show isn't too bad either. It's helping spread the word on a lot of things. And if you need to get in touch with either of these guys about the Saturn movement or endurance, you can contact me on my Facebook page, the Chaz's DJ service, or the Keep Calm and Chaz On page, and we can definitely get you to the right people if you got work to get done. It sounds like to me if you don't have the time and you want to get your car running really good and fast, this is the place to go right here.
Yep.
And especially if so many of us are so busy anymore that's what I was trying to explain with the judge earlier. He just took it and they're doing everything. I mean, ground up, resto rod, basically. And it's going to be bad. This car's going to be really good. It was a neat car before he took it in, and I can't wait to see it when it gets back. What's been maybe the biggest difference in a car that you've had there? You know what I'm saying? That went from this point to, you can't believe it's the same car.
That would definitely probably be our Fox Body Mustang that we call Boost Wayne. You can check that out on Instagram.
It's called what?
It's called Boost Wayne.
Boost Wayne, okay.
It's a Fox Body Mustang. We basically had it, we got it into about 10.5s with a supercharged 302 in it. Pretty basic. And then we took all that out, and now we're doing pretty much it's going to become a pro mod, basically. I mean, it's going to be, everything's carbon fiber, big power car. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Sounds
just
neat.
Watching it go from what it was, just a basic street car, to how far it's came so fast. It's kind of a shock to actually watch it. When you walk past it every day, it's pretty cool to see something like that in your building.
Now, that's the car that got called out by...
No, not that one. That's actually the Cracker, the one that got called out. So
The Kraken?
that one away. No, we got a car called the Cracker we work on. It's a big block Mustang on nitrous, and
Okay.
it's making some waves. So he's a grudge race guy. So I don't want to go into too much on that.
Okay. Kind of like the one TV show where they
Yeah, just
race.
like that.
Yeah. What's the name of that? I can't
Street
think.
Outlaws.
Yeah, Street Outlaws. Sorry, I
That's your plug.
couldn't think of it. Now, you on the car show this Sunday?
Which one is that?
The one I'm thinking, I'm torn. This one in Lima, or there's one in Florence too.
Quaker Steak and Lube.
Quaker Steak and Lube. You're going to do what?
I'll be judging that show.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. See, I knew one of you guys would try to talk me into going to that one. See.
Well, I would appreciate it if you'd come and bring all the cars you know of.
Well, I might. I'm thinking about it. Well, it's free, right? It's a free car show,
I'm
I
not
think.
actually sure about all the details
I
on
think
that
it
one.
is. I just saw it in the show and shine. It's free. Well, here's what I'm thinking. I've got some passes to the Florence Freedom. So the Florence Freedom plays at like 6 that night. So I'm thinking about going down to that show, checking the show out, hanging out. Maybe afterward, if we're not too far, maybe go check out Endurance Motorsports.
We're not very far from there. We're probably about a 5-minute drive from there. So.
From Quaker Steak and Lube?
Not bad.
Okay. And then heading over to the game. Kind of kill two birds with one stone type of thing. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm not sure yet.
I think it's a good idea.
Are you going to go to it Sunday?
I probably will.
Okay.
And if you don't have anything coming up, I believe it is 2 weeks from now on a Saturday. I believe it is July 9th. We'll have the 84A car show at the Super Bowl in Erlanger.
Okay.
It benefits autism. We'll have a really good show there, too.
Super Bowl at Erlanger. I know I've got another show up here that day, but that's okay because, there's plenty of car shows and plenty of people to go check them out. So that's going to be in Erlanger, Kentucky, which is a little farther south.
It's actually the first exit past 275.
Okay, so it's not too far.
Yeah.
See, I may end up DJing a little bit more down there next year because some friends of mine are retiring, and I think I'm going to pick up some more stuff down in that area. So that's another reason I bought this other hearse too, because it's a 96,000 miles, front wheel drive.
Fuel injected.
I think so, yeah.
Big thing.
And it's plastic, a lot of it. I mean, it's fiberglass. The front fenders, the back fenders, it's all fiberglass. And the doors are metal, the hood's metal, and that's about it. But
Sounds like my car.
a guy told me, he said if I get that thing tuned up right, he said it should get 25 miles a gallon easy. Does that sound right? 4.9.
You let me know.
Okay. Well, I'm that. Yeah, it's a 4.
Hydrogen.
You don't want to kill me. Oh, shoot, that just let me know. So where is the address of Endurance Motorsports?
It's 7765 Foundation Drive.
7765 Foundation Drive, Florence, Kentucky. And like I said, you can get in touch with them on Facebook. And you're not very far, if you guys know where Quaker Steak and Lube is, you're not very far from there.
Correct.
And let's see. Now, there's something I was going to ask you. Do you guys just sell parts too out there, or
Yes,
not?
we actually do sell parts. We have more vendors than I could even count if I tried.
Okay.
I learn of a new vendor every day. I mean, we have parts for every make, model of car. I mean, off-road stuff. We have razor stuff that we can get. We pretty much dabble in a little bit of everything, so we can pretty much get anything you need.
New and used, or?
We do new and used. Used is kind of a limited thing because
Sure.
we don't have a lot of space. We got about probably 15 to 1,800 square foot of used parts right now. I mean, we got like a random GTO that we picked up that we just got all the parts from that left over, some random stuff like that.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Let's say a guy's got a street rod, and, things going great, and it just blows the engine completely out of it. And he goes, Mike, you got any engines that we can just throw in there? It doesn't have to be anything souped up, or do you have engines available, or?
We don't have much right now. That's something that we're looking to get into with our new facility. We have a pretty good idea of what exactly we're going to go into, so we'll be pushing that soon. We just got to get a building picked out and get that figured out first so that we can get this started.
Tell you what, it sounds like a lot of neat stuff's happening.
You'll be extremely surprised when you walk in the door.
Okay, well, I may, like I said, and that would probably be closer, because how long did it take you guys to get up here today?
About an hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Hour and 6. Yeah, but you guys fly.
No, I didn't go over 80. Promise.
God, they're over there, don't strike you, they're over there. So I may do that. You know what the times are on that one, real quick, the Florence one?
I think it's 9 o'clock is when it starts, and they do judging at, I think it's like 11. It starts at 11. Judging starts.
I think it's over at 3, if I remember right.
It's over at like 3 or 3:30.
Okay, so I'm torn. I'm not sure which one to get it to. I'm kind of leaning that way because I can do the Florence Freedom too. The Florence Freedom's not that far away, is it?
No, it's about 3 minutes. I mean, it's not far. It's literally one expressway exit down, which is not even a mile.
Okay. So I'll have to unload all my DJ equipment and load Hermie up.
See, if you go to Quaker Steak, then you can go to Endurance and hit the game up.
Right.
3 things all in one day.
I know. I may have to do this. Well, yeah, and that would be kind of fun too. I mean, I don't know if Rick would be up for it, but maybe when you guys start doing some work, if there's a car that you have that is, like one you're going to build from the ground up, maybe we could take a couple Keep Calm and Chaz Ons down to Endurance and follow it along a little bit. He's shaking his head, yes. So if you get a project like that in the future.
Mine.
We have a lot of projects coming up.
Okay.
Most of them will be from ground up kind of stuff. So.
Okay. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind also.
Okay.
Now, Ben, is there any... What else would you want to tell people about your radioactive ion movement?
Well, basically, the movement I started was, like I expressed earlier, it's basically covering the Saturn from early on all the way up until completion, which we got a ways to go.
Yeah.
And like I said, Mike's going to be there helping out as much as Endurance can, and in return, I'm going to be helping him out as much as I can. So it's going to be like one hand washes the other, and it's just going to be a stage-by-stage process.
Sure.
And I'm basically going to turn the keys over when I get my other vehicle to Mike here. Be like, look, all the time in the world you need, just get it done right.
Right. Well, that might be one to follow, too.
Yeah, just let us know.
Now, did you find your Jeep?
I have found a Jeep that I've been looking at.
Well, didn't you say you saw one the other day? It was like your first Jeep you were looking for? Or?
It was my first Jeep. I've been looking for it recently. It was an 87 Wrangler, pumpkin orange. It had blue and purple flames coming off the hood. Lots of memories in that. But, I mean, I don't know how well the guy would be to sell it off to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could just talk to the guy, I'd be happy.
Okay.
But I do have my eyes on another one, and that's one my friend is actually going to turn over to me.
Okay. All right. Well, I just didn't know. I saw you put a post there on Facebook the other day that you're trying to find this certain car, this Jeep, and I thought, well, that's interesting. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you probably can't answer this, but I'm just curious. What any advice to people like from up in this area, like when you go to the auto parts store? What auto parts store do you go to?
We order our basic parts just from local vendors, but everything online, I mean, we get usually from Holly. We do a lot of stuff with Holly, A-Tech, Motivacity, Turn 14. I mean, we do stuff that's vendor-based, so it's not something you can walk into and get parts from usually. So
I just wonder because me and my buddy Steve were kind of arguing.
you walk in and you buy them from me.
Well, and that's a possibility. He gets great deals through Advanced Auto, supposedly.
Well, let me know them part numbers, and I'll see what I can do for you.
I may do this. I got a list, so before you leave tonight, you can write this. And a lot of it's little stuff right now.
He's prepared.
But I got a friend who works for AutoZone who takes care of me. He's been on the show too, so I'm like, what's the best way to go here? I assume, like people at Endurance, you take credit cards too. You take
Yes, every major brand.
every major credit card. Well, that's the way of the future, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, I used to be an old cash guy, but heck, this Cadillac I bought with freaking PayPal of all things. Got a great deal on it. Anyhow, hey guys, is there anything else you'd like to? I know you guys got another hour trip. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Endurance or the Saturn Ion movement?
Well, anything you guys need done in your car, big, small, doesn't matter. Nothing's out of what our capabilities are. So if you need anything, just let us know and we can help you out.
You guys do general maintenance too, then?
Yeah, we do general maintenance on pretty much a lot of our regular customers. They bring their general stuff in too. We got pretty decent customer base for that stuff. It's not something we specialize in. We don't try to push it. We just accept what comes in, and it kind of gives our guys a break. If you're working on big projects all the time, you'll get kind of wore down. So
Sure.
It's nice to get a break job in every once in a while to kind of break up your day a little. So
You guys do exhaust radiators, all that kind of stuff too?
Yeah, we do. I mean, pretty much anything. I mean, we have an engine building room where we do our own work in there. We have pretty much every different type of water you need. I mean, we have tubing benders. We pretty much dabble in everything.
The reason I'm asking that, it seems like people who work on cars are getting more specialized. It's like I can think of just exhaust shops. I can think of just radiator shops.
Yeah, I keep hearing that, but I like working on everything. Well, I don't want to settle.
That's unique,
I feel
though.
like everybody settles.
That's not the norm, no, I don't think anymore.
Exactly. It's not. It's not. You see everybody, I mean, in theory, you think that you kind of specialize in something, you kind of you get into that comfort zone, and you're really good at that, but I mean, I have a really good group of guys, and they're kind of good at everything they try. So.
That's good, because, again, that guy goes back, other than body work, and obviously you don't do interior work, I assume.
No, we outsource that, too.
Yeah, but, other than that, you can take, for your frame, for anything engine-wise, anything chassis-wise, I mean, you guys can take care of that.
Anything, yeah.
Performance.
Anything that bolts to the car, welds to the car, I mean, I could go for days on the list of what we can actually do. It's just we don't do body, we don't do paint.
Okay. My brother, he used to, I don't know if you ever heard of Barry Lobeck or not. You ever hear of Barry Lobeck?
No,
he was a Cleveland, but he sold like a lot of street rod parts, like Danny's Rod Shop. Danny's, but anyway, he had a really unique job for a while. All he did was build 32 32 Ford frames. All the time. That's why I was wondering if you guys did the frames. Yeah, that's why I was curious if you guys did frames too. Because that sometimes can attract a lot of street rodders. That kind of stuff. And
we don't actually build the whole frame. I mean, say if you come in and you have your car and it's on a trailer and the frame's there, and we can pretty much add any of the suspension components you need to the frame.
Right.
We can modify anything you need on it, but I'm not going to go. We just don't build the frame from scratch.
Okay.
So I mean, we build a lot of stuff from scratch, but I'd rather not do the frames right now.
Now, do you have
a big enough area? We may go into that eventually, but it's just.
Do you have any cars that you just advertise on all the time, like because you're helping them? Like Ben, I assume you probably have some Endurance Motorsports stickers on your car.
A lot of them. I mean, they're all around the tri-state in Ohio, Indiana. I mean, we got stuff up in a couple of them in Michigan. I mean,
I'll tell you something else too. Think about it. If you guys ever decide to have a cruise in or car show at your place, let me know. I can bring down some tunes and. Yeah, fun time. Maybe have a little open house. Maybe have a little open house, something along that lines.
We've been looking into doing something like that. It just with our location, there's not a lot of parking, so we have that issue.
But you have a new location you're coming to.
Well, we'll have that by the end of the year. We're looking.
Well, that's where you get with Quaker Steak and Lube. Say, hey, we're gonna run some shuttles down to the Endurance. We're gonna have a little car show cruise in. You help them out. They help you out.
Yeah, not too bad idea.
Yeah,
partner up with somebody for.
Yeah, or if somebody else is there local that you, like have a restaurant with, something like that. Cruise in and an open house and Endurance Motorsports.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Just giving you a night. I do a lot of event planning stuff. So
yeah, we just stay so busy that we just don't have a person that focuses on that stuff right now, and that's we're growing into that.
Okay,
we're growing into it.
I was going to say, I could put an Endurance Motorsports on my new hearse here, son. But I got to get a hat first, Rog.
Stickers away? Earn your stickers.
See, Roger needs a hat, too. See, look at that thing. Look at it.
I'm going to have a list of people that need a hat when I leave?
Yep, you got two right now. Rick doesn't wear a hat, so you don't have to worry about him. Well,
That's why he has all that hair.
That's right.
That's how he keeps all that hair.
No comment. Well, Ben, I appreciate you coming back, man.
Of course.
It's good to see you. Yeah. And you need to talk to Rick about what we were talking about off the air. And I'll be curious the answer you get. Mike, excellent to meet you. Yeah, and I have a feeling we'll be seeing more of each other. Sure. And before we leave tonight, make sure that you get my list. I'll give you my list, and I'll give it to AutoZone. We'll give it this other list. If you can get this other guy, like if we could beat this other guy's price, you might have a customer there because he's serious. I mean, he's got like one of 12 Charger that was ever made, like a 70 Charger, and he's got a Duster that's only got like 36,000 miles on it, 340 Duster, and he's into. You guys could have a lot more intelligent conversation than you could with me because he knows cars and motors and everything inside and out. He's Mopar though. He's strictly Mopar, so
that's not bad. Still easy conversation.
Yeah, we got a Mopar quiz here. We should have done something. We'll have to do that. I got to find a Saturn quiz now. Last week I got an AMC quiz. I
don't know if you got to see it. Quiz.
A Nicotech quiz. I got to figure out what Nicotech is. See,
it's an engine.
It's an engine. Okay.
But it's in various models of car.
Ah, okay. How do you spell that?
ECOTEC.
Oh, Eco. Okay. I thought you said Nico. Okay.
Polaris actually uses those too.
I know.
Polaris what?
Polaris, they have those little 3-word Polarises. They actually have those in them.
Before we get off here, I just want to reiterate, look me and Mike up on Facebook. We'll gladly get back to you. Also, please try to follow me on Instagram, #RadioactiveIonMovement.
So now, they just look that up.
You can literally look that up on Instagram, and it'll pull up all the photos for it.
Okay, cool. We'll definitely do that. I don't know if I've done that yet. I'll have to check it out. I've got the Instagram too, and I've got the one crazy thing that Carrie talked us into.
Right.
What's it called? Snapchat. Now. I've got that. But I don't do very well at it. I don't get it.
Just keep practicing, you'll get better.
I don't get it. I mean, I think that's more for my kid. She hates it that I'm on there because now I can see what she does too. So
you need to Snapchat her.
Oh, I have.
Oh, yeah.
And then she'll She steals my phone and takes selfies too and puts it through my Snapchat. Whatever, it's crazy. Anyhow, if you're wondering what we're talking about, go back to I think it's show 9, when I had the Blind Boys of Alabama on there. Ben was on that show, and Carrie Yannick, and it was a great show. It's the best show we've had so far. We had 1,100 viewers on that one, over 1,100, and check it out. It's a couple of weeks old. Guys, again, I want to thank you for being on, and remind you guys, keep calm and Chaz on, and remember, life's too short to drive boring cars.